Welcome to this week's Hymn of the Week. This week we have ELW 854, Blessing and Honor. The text here by Horatius Bonar. He also wrote the famous text, I Heard the Voice of Jesus Say, which we also find in the ELW. This text, of course, is based on Revelation, particularly chapter 5, verse 12. And in his text, the first verse that we have, blessing and honor and glory and power, is actually his last verse. And he titles this text, The Song of the Lamb. It's found in Hymns of Faith and Hope, a collection that was available in 1871. And he originally had 8 stanzas. And how they correlate is R1 was his 8, R2 was his 4, R3 was his 5, and R4 was his 7. Of course, it's hard today sometimes to sing all 8 stanzas, and it also doesn't print very well in the book. And we're trying to get many songs and hymns in the hymnal. So probably that reason it was selected, or 4 verses were selected for that purpose. The text, of course, as we said, Bonar, but the music by Matthias Keller. And Keller was from Germany. And interestingly enough, he was definitely a musician. He studied in Stuttgart and Wien, which is Vienna. He played the violin in the Royal Chapel. And even when he moved to the United States, he played with the Philadelphia Orchestra. So we're talking about a great musician here. And the tune is called, actually, American Hymn, because it was related to a contest that Matthias won around 1850 in New York. And it was a contest for an American hymn. And the text that he set with it, which is not the text we see here, was Speed Our Republic, O Father on High. And he did win this competition, I believe, for $500, which at that time, in 1850, that was a nice chunk of money. This tune was actually played and performed very often for band concerts, particularly in Boston, on the 4th of July. So here we have one of these patriotic tunes that has now been linked with a text of worship and praise from the book of Revelation. And the Concordia hymnal is responsible for doing that in 1932. That hymnal first connected Bonar's text with Matthias Keller's American Hymn. And some feel that it fit very well. So this is really band music. And how do you translate band music to the organ without losing too much of the organ? Well, I will give it a try. So here is Blessing and Honor. Just one thing there, and here we go. Blessing and Honor. So that was Blessing and Honor. I used lots of different band sounds that the organ had available to me. Some of those were Zimmerstein, the random ringing of bells. I also had timpani in the pedal. I have some MIDI on this organ. So you may have heard that. That's a nice thing. And of course, some of the gradually adding instruments in, not doing too much change, just because of the way the tune builds and the chords that are very much harmonies of the late 19th century. So thank you very much for listening to Hymn of the Week.